You're listening to The Sizzle.
Yeah, we are. Robert Quinn just got traded just now within the last 5 minutes. A really good guy who we have enjoyed getting to know. Was open about some struggles a couple years ago, but then last year exploded, obviously, 18.5 sacks and an unbelievable season, and had a pretty damn good game on Monday night, and I wonder how much that mattered. But a fourth-round pick is the official compensation now. Robert Quinn for a 4 from the Eagles' perspective. From the Bears' perspective, does this trade make sense for you, Boom?
Well, it does, considering how much money he was making, his age, and they figured that they had an opportunity to get a draft pick, and they know they're not going anywhere. That's also what it signals to the locker room. Or, they want to free up, some space on the field for some younger players that they want to look at. This is an evaluation process that's going on right now in Chicago, unfortunately, for the fans out there and for the reality of the league and what's going on. I think this is a great trade for Robert Quinn. I really do. He's going to a team that definitely has Super Bowl aspirations. I mean, I'm sure there's a little bit of, upset players in the locker room for the Bears because they probably considered him one of their leaders. He has been a leader, by the way, and he's been a really good player. So this works out great for him. It's great for the Eagles. Now what happens with Roquan Smith, what happens moving forward here, that's going to be the next set of questions because Roquan's been playing well, and both he and Robert Quinn had voiced frustrations with where the Bears were going, and they don't want to be living in a world where you have another coach and another general manager and waste another year of your career. So I think it's good for him, guys. I really do. It just tells me that the Bears are just really trying to load up as many draft picks as they can get, save some money, maybe sign some free agents next year to get around Justin Fields and move on this way.
As it just went down, the Quinn trade news arrived as Roquan Smith was talking with reporters on the podium. Smith broke into tears and said, "Sucks. I have a great deal of respect for that guy." And then he started wiping tears away from his eyes, pulled the collar of his shirt up over his eyes, and then eventually was escorted away with the help of Bears PR. So it didn't even technically get to the locker room. It was right there, Roquan Smith's reaction out in front of everyone.
Yeah, and I understand that too because I've had players traded, from our locker rooms, and we've actually added players to locker rooms that I was a part of. And I don't think there aren't nearly as many trades back then as there are now, and especially now with the arms race going on in the NFC West. I'm sure the Green Bay Packers are looking for wide receiver help. There's a lot of phone calls being made right now, and I just think teams like the Bears, the Panthers, other teams around the league are understanding that maybe these teams are now looking to move forward with younger players and getting some money freed up off the salary cap, that kind of thing, so they can look into free agency next year. We're not done by any stretch of the imagination. By the way, the trade deadline is November 1st, so it is next week. And I would think that if guys are healthy, now's the time to be trading them as opposed to putting them out on the field and risking injury. So maybe Roquan Smith goes here before the end of the week, or maybe they decide to give him a contract extension of his own, and they keep him there. He's only 25 years old, and he's actually having a really good season in terms of tackles. But this is a team that, played their ass off on Monday night. Their defense played great, and I'm sure Roquan knows that and felt that coming back from New England. And that's part of the emotional attachment that he had to Robert Quinn.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing, Boomer. I was looking forward so much to talking about the great win on Monday night, and we will. But you correctly point out this kind of inflection point that is this moment in the NFL season where teams have to declare, are you buyer, are you seller, are you in it? And the Bears players were feeling damn good coming out with that win. And you look around and the Packers are scuffling. Bears almost beat the Vikings with a furious second half comeback. And I'm sure those players, for better or for worse, as is the way in a locker room, feel like they could win the division. And they were starting to feel it a little bit and believe in themselves a little bit. Easy for us to say, the Bears are challenged. And that, as your first blush reaction was, that's an admission of that they're not going anywhere. That can be tough. You ever been in a locker room that gets that kind of signal from the front office when you actually believe you're better than they perhaps think you are?
Yeah, I did, and it's deflating. It is. It's the natural reaction to losing a close friend, the team leader. I think Robert was a captain for the Bears, So, they're 3-4. I mean, and the NFC is still way up in the air. I mean, there's so many teams that have losing records in the NFC. You would think that if you're a player in that locker room, if Justin Fields just figures it out. Now, I went back and looked at the film, the tape of Justin's performance on Monday night. There were times in this game where he looked like the kid that was at Ohio State. He was relaxed. He was standing in the pocket and he was delivering the ball. The touchdown pass he throws to Khalil Herbert, where Dietrich Wise is unblocked. That's a great play. People don't realize it, how hard that is for a quarterback to do that. But maybe he's starting to relax a little bit more, and maybe the locker room is starting to believe in him. And now all of a sudden this comes. It's definitely going to be deflating for the players in the locker room, and the coach and the general manager have got to, tell the players why they're doing this, what they owe the players an explanation, because they've been asking the players to follow the plan that we have put forth, and we're going to win with this plan, guys. And some of the players have bought in. I think most of them have. It looked like they really cared about, what they looked like on Monday night. And I was going to come on here and say, man, maybe they are starting to turn a little bit of a corner. But now this all of a sudden, I think, upsets all of that.
Yeah.
What do you make of Robert's time here? And what he was
doing? Man. Sucks. Yeah. I'm going to take a second for a second, if you don't mind. No, I have a great deal of respect for that guy, Damn. Crazy.
I don't know if you passed out. I don't know if you can hear me or not. Sometimes a picture says 8,000 words or is worth 1,000 words. How do they do this, Swagoo? I thought the Eagles looked like they were loaded already.
Bro, Howie Roseman got to be the damn executive of the decade. You hear me? I don't understand it, man. How you get better? He did everything you needed to do this offseason. He got A.J. Brown and kept draft picks. Yeah. And now you go get one of the better pass rushers, Robert Quinn, who a lot of people don't really talk about because of the team he's been on. And you add him to the Eagles, man, who already is an elite team. We're trending towards being the favorite for the NFC representative in the Super Bowl. You add a pass rusher, a dynamic guy. Yesterday, okay, the Dallas Cowboys add Hankins. And I'm like, yes, we have fortified the interior of this line of scrimmage. We can defend the run because we got pass rushers. And I say we because, I'm in fan mode right now when it comes to the Cowboys. And then Howie Roseman goes out and says, I'll raise you, and I'll go get Robert Quinn coupled with already being an undefeated football team. I'm sick of it, y'all. I'm sick of it.
I love watching you when you
How do you
get
feel? The Philly guy,
emotional.
how's the Philly, or at least the guy who's married to a Philly gal?
Married to the Philly girl. One, it is now officially Super Bowl or bust in Philadelphia. If it wasn't already, and it was trending towards that.
Man.
But this is Super Bowl or bust. It's the advantage of having a quarterback on a rookie deal. So kudos to Howie Roseman.
Yeah.
I agree with Marcus. It's your move, Dallas. Dallas can't stay put now. There's no way that they can sit there and say, well, we're going to contend for the division and the playoffs and the NFC title and think that team right now can beat Philadelphia. They're just not capable of doing it unless Philly gives them a game. So it is Super Bowl and bust in Philly because now he's with, Hassan Reddick's balling on Philadelphia's defense right now.
Yes.
So Philadelphia has now taken what's the best cornerback duo in football with Slay and Bradbury. Yeah. And now has added to a pass rush that has already been very good. So we're talking about a defense right now. I'd sit there and tell you it's just as good as Dallas's. On paper, this defense in Philadelphia can go punch for punch for Dallas. Yeah. The difference is Philadelphia's offense is clearly above Dallas's. So moves on you, Cowboys.